Hi there, and thank you for joining me for today's live reading of The Men of Eden Cove Manor by Naomi, Valkyrie, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1, Lucifer. Lucy, don't do it, Farron says, snatching the shirt out of my hands. Relax, Wren, I know what I'm doing, I reply, attempting to get my clothes back, but he hops out of reach. I invited you to Eden Cove to rest and mourn your mother, not tempt fate by throwing yourself at dangerous men. I know, babe. However, my mom wouldn't want me to sit around crying. I'm sad she's gone. Life won't be the same without her, but we had a chance to say our goodbyes, and she's not suffering anymore. I'm grateful for that. If nothing else, the experience with my mother taught me to live life to the fullest because you never know how much time you have. Farron sighs and hands me my shirt. Would you at least find a way to entertain yourself that doesn't involve the men from the manor? They aren't safe. You say they're dangerous, but you haven't been able to cite one instance of a provable offense. It's all a bunch of rumors, hearsay. Every person previously involved with the manor men has come away from the experience shaken, and they've ended up leaving town. That has to mean something. Some people are easily excitable, I say with a shrug, then slip on my shirt. I'm not talking you out of this, am I? Nope. At least promise me you'll stay at the party. Don't go home with any of them. Farron, I say, taking his hands in mine, I love you, but you're smothering me. Everything is going to be fine. Letting him go, I give him a kiss on the cheek. Don't wait up. Checking myself over once more in the mirror, I slip on my leather jacket and pocket my keys. Farron is my best friend, but he worries way too much. If I get the chance to go home with one of the tall, dark, and dangerous manor men, I'm taking it. What fun is Halloween season without an edge of trouble? Besides, I have to live up to my name, Lucifer, not Aaron. Aaron is my polite society name. It only comes out for my day job. Breathing in the crisp autumn air, I walk in the direction of the event center near the marina. The warehouse is the perfect place for big events because it's a huge, open space that can be decorated any way you need. Tonight, the men from Eden Cove Manor have rented it out to put on the annual Halloween celebration. According to Farron, this is the only time of year they make it a prolonged appearance in town and mingle. Approaching the warehouse, I see there's a line to get in. Damn it. If Farron hadn't held me up, I'd have been here in time to be near the front. Nothing to be done about it now, I guess. Walking up to the end of the line, I pull out my phone to entertain myself, but my ears tune into a conversation two women are having in front of me. I heard after Agnes's boy visited the manor, he was so scared he didn't speak for a month. They practice all kinds of weird rituals up there. Whatever he saw must have been powerfully frightful. Conjuring demons, maybe? Could be. Or maybe he saw a poltergeist. I guess we'll never know. Agnes said he moved 2 towns over last month and refuses to even acknowledge Eden Cove exists. Rolling my eyes at the way people come out with outlandish theories to explain things they don't understand, I slide my phone back into my pocket. The line hasn't budged, and as much as I had my sights set on betting one of the mysterious manor men, I'm not interested in wasting the night away in order to do it. A new idea has taken root, and I'm going with it. It's time to find my evening's entertainment elsewhere. Stepping out of the line, I slink off into the shadows, making my way toward Eden Cove Manor. The men are all at the party tonight, which means the house is ripe for snooping. Maybe I'll discover whatever it is about the place that's so terrifying. As I walk, I consider texting Farron to tell him that he got his wish, that I didn't go off cavorting with the danger men, but quickly veto the idea. He'd want to know what I'm doing instead, and I'm not about to tell him I'm breaking and entering. Turning off the road, I hike up the drive that leads to the manor on the hill. Since there are no streetlights out here, it's dark enough to hide my activities. Not that anyone else in this town would dare venture onto the property after dark, but you never know about the tourists. As I approach the iron gates, I cross my fingers, hoping they're unlocked. I do not want to try climbing the stone wall on either side in leather pants. Reaching up, I push on the gate and it swings inward slightly. Yes! Sliding through, I close it behind me, then turn to stare up at the enormous house. I can see why people would be weirded out by the place. It definitely has a haunted mansion feel in the dark. The muted glow coming from the downstairs window softens the creepy vibe, but not by much. Although it's not technically Halloween yet, I whisper, "Happy Halloween" to me, and do a little victory hop before setting off for the back of the building. The gate may have been unlocked, but most people don't leave their front door that way. Moving along the side of the house, I test some windows, but they're sealed tight. I guess it would take some fun out of the adventure if I didn't have to work for it. At the back of the manor, I tried the door there, but it's secured as well. Walking backward a few feet, I study the house. There must be a way in that doesn't require me to actually break something. If I can get away with not leaving evidence, I'd prefer it. In the dim light coming from one of the windows, I see a trellis. It's difficult to tell how far up it goes, but it looks like the window above it might be open. Testing my weight on the lower part of the trellis, I figure it's sturdy enough to climb. It's slow going in the dark, but I eventually reach my destination. Score another win for me. It is open. With no screen present, all I have to do is push up the pane to create enough space for me to fit through. Carefully maneuvering myself inside, I keep as quiet as possible, even though I know there's no one home. When you're sneaking around, caution is a good thing. There's no light on in here, but from what I can see in the moonlight, it looks like a den or an office. Leaving the window open as an escape route, I cross the room and open the door. As expected, the hallway is clear. Following the light coming from downstairs, I find the staircase and make my way down, wincing at the creaking steps. Not that anyone is around to hear it except me. Reaching the bottom, I decide to explore the front of the house first. The library is massive. I've never been much of a reader, but I'm impressed with the collection. Some books look ancient, like if I breathe too hard near them, they might disintegrate. For a supposedly frightening house, so far, things look perfectly normal. Moving on to the sitting room, I see nothing out of the ordinary there either. It's all a bit underwhelming, really. I doubt there's anything scary in the kitchen, but I scope it out anyway. The only light on in here is the one over the stove, but it's enough to get a look around. Opening the fridge, I expect to see the usual, but it's empty. And I mean not a lick of food at all. Curious, but not anything to be creeped out over. Sighing, I close the door and lean back against the appliance. Some adventure. I'm about to push off the refrigerator and wander through more of the downstairs rooms when I hear footsteps above me. Shit! I thought everyone was out of the house. Scurrying through the mudroom off the kitchen, I try to get out the back door, but it won't budge. Damn these ancient houses, so temperamental. Sneaking back through the kitchen, I check around the corner to make sure I'm clear, then make a break for the front door. As I'm passing the library, I hear the stairs creaking, heavy with footfalls. Shit, shit, shit! I'll never make it in time. Darting into the library, I cross the room and shove myself under the desk, trying to slow down my breathing so I don't give myself away. I wanted to be scared by something supernatural, not homeowners catching me after I've broken in. The sound of footsteps gets louder when whoever it is comes into the room. I'm positive I'll be discovered any second, but a minute later, I hear the person retreating. It's tempting to breathe out a sigh of relief, but I don't dare. I'm not exactly out of the woods. There's still the small matter of finding a way out of here without being discovered. After waiting a few more minutes, not hearing anything else, I crawl out from under the desk. As I do, my fingers press into a knot on the surface of the wood, and I hear a click, followed by the sound of something sliding. Looking up, I see a hole of darkness where a section of wall used to be. Holy crap! It's an honest-to-goodness secret passageway. Hearing footsteps again, I dart into the darkness without hesitation. Future me is going to be pissed at such impulsiveness, but present me is just concerned with finding a way out and not getting caught in the process. Once the wall panel closes, I'm left standing in total darkness. Wishing I had a flashlight before I remember I have my phone. Using the light from my phone, I move down the corridor a short way before a set of stone steps appear. Well, I wanted a haunted house caper. Maybe I'm finally getting my wish. Nothing screams haunted house like a stairway down into a void. Reaching the bottom feels like it takes an eternity, and I seriously question the wisdom of my decision when I find the light switch and flip it on. The subdued lighting from the wall sconces gives me enough light to see 4 stone platforms, each one with a large rectangular object on it, draped with some kind of red material. Velvet, maybe? Yeah, fixate on the type of material. That'll make this less unnerving. Before I can second-guess myself, I step up to the closest platform and pull off the draping. Stumbling backward, my phone clatters to the floor as I try to make sense of what I'm seeing. I mean, I know what it is, but why is it here? Moving from one platform to the next, I pull off the material, then stand for a moment and stare at the sight in front of me. 4 skeletons encased in glass. Footsteps echo down the stone stairway, and I run through a darkened doorway on the other side of the room and down the tunnel, hoping it's a way out. Being caught for B&E is one thing. Being caught after you've discovered someone's trophy room is quite another. That's the kind of shit that gets you killed. Chapter 2. Mordecai. That little shit, I mutter as I smooth out the covering over the glass case holding Ace's bones. This isn't the first time someone has come up to the manor to snoop, but it's the first time anyone has managed to find our altars. What are we going to do about him? Kristoff asks, picking up the phone our intruder left behind. Kristoff, Enoch, and I have lived in the manor for a long time. We've watched the town below grow and change. The 3 of us know the residents, who moves in, who moves out, who passes away. The boy who broke into our home tonight is a new one. We haven't had a lot of time to figure out what he's about. He's curious enough about this house, about us, that he violated our privacy. We're going to show him the error of his ways, I say, taking the phone from him. I look over the altars one last time. Satisfied that all is back as it should be, Kristoff and I turn out the lights and climb the stairs to the library. Was it bad? Enoch asks as we step out of the passageway. No, he just pulled the coverings off. No real damage done. It's our fault, Mordecai. If we hadn't been toying with him, he wouldn't have hid under the desk. It's his fault. He shouldn't have been snooping about in the first place, Emery. Still, I'm sorry for my part in it. I'm not. We haven't had a chance to scare someone in far too long. About time we had some fun, Luther says. That figures. I take it you were the mastermind behind these shenanigans? I ask. Of course. Would you expect any different? Shaking my head, I pocket the intruder's phone. I'm living with a bunch of children. Go on, all of you. Find something constructive to do. I'm going to go get up to some hijinks of my own. I grouse at them about their childishness, but I'm just as bad. Leaving the guys to their own devices, I exit the manor for the second time tonight. We left the party early when we got word of an intruder, and I expected to be dealing with him at the house, but I think this will be more fun. Standing in the corner shadow of our intruder's bedroom, I watch him sleep. There's something about him that fascinates me. Yes, it's stalkerish to lurk in his room in the middle of the night, but he started it. Christ, now I sound like Luther. Stepping over to the small, rickety desk, I pick up a pencil and use it to write a note on an envelope, placing the phone retrieved from the manor next to it when I'm done. Grateful I have enhanced vision that allows me to see in the darkened room, I pick up another envelope and look at the name on it. Aaron. Our curious, sneaky boy has a name. Well, Aaron, let the games begin.